Hey guys, welcome back to my dining room. We're going to have to find a better place to do this, but for now we're in the dining room. So as promised, I'm back to tell you to share some of my finds from my shopping today or yesterday, and hopefully help you hone in on your sourcing. Probably the second biggest question I get, besides what is retail arbitrage and how do I do it, is where do you source from? Because I can't find anything. There's nothing in my neighborhood. We don't have the same stores as you, so on and so forth. I don't believe that for a second. There's value, there's deals in every store, and I'll prove that to you. You just got to know where to look. So I think that, over time you do sort of hone in on your own, you get a little bit of a sense for what might be a good deal. We're not looking for 5% off, you're looking for 80% off kind of things generally. But there's some good deals just buried right in, which I'll show you, just right within the store, things that aren't even on sale. So I'll go through that, just to, kind of clarify. The way that I do things may not be the way that you do them. I'm not a guru, I'm not an expert, but I'm doing it successfully, so I'm trying to help a few people along the way. My rules, I only buy brand new items, so I don't mess with used stuff, although there's people that do and do it very successfully. I don't. I only buy brand new, as far as Amazon goes, I only buy brand new, perfect products. So even if it has a damaged box, I do not buy it for Amazon. I may buy it and sell it on eBay. That's sort of a different subject, but as far as Amazon goes, it has to be absolutely brand new and perfect for me. I pretty much am not, for the sake of today, everything I bought is unrestricted. So all these items I'm going to show you are not restricted. Anybody can sell them. So if you're brand new to Amazon your first day, you should be able to sell everything that I have here. I do use a scanner app, like I said in the last video, that there's lots of scanner apps, so pick whichever one you like. I think they all seem to work pretty well. There's no secret sauce as far as that goes, I don't think. That's it. Everything I do is fulfilled by Amazon, so I don't do any fulfilled by merchant. So if you don't know that, Amazon has two ways you can sell things. One is fulfilled by Amazon, which is where I buy it. I put it in a box and ship it to Amazon. At that point, I'm done with it. Amazon takes it from there. So when somebody orders the product, they go pull it off the shelf, ship it out to the buyer, and send me the money. That's called fulfilled by Amazon. Fulfilled by merchant is where I can do the listing on Amazon, but I can still fulfill it myself. So when somebody goes on Amazon, they order the product, then it's my responsibility to go get it off my shelf, put it in a box, mail it to them, and then Amazon middles the money and whatever. I don't do that one. So everything that I'm referring to here is fulfilled by Amazon. The pricing is also a little bit different. For consumers are willing to pay a little bit more for the Prime, so you tend to get your best value if you could do the fulfilled by Amazon, which is what I do. So we'll get into it. So for the sake of this, I went to 3 stores. Now what I do, I don't go to make special trips. So this particular day I had to go to the home improvement store. I went to a warehouse club, and then I went to just a local store that sells groceries and miscellaneous items. So one of the things I look for is seasonal items, because I'm in New England right now. We're not buying pool noodles. They're trying to clear those out so they can make way for snow shovels. But people in Florida, Alabama, Arizona, whatever, they buy pool noodles all year. So maybe I can get a deal on pool. That's probably a bad example because they're large, but you get the idea. So one of the first things I found was this Quick Connect for towable. So this is actually at I'll tell you, this was at Walmart. This was in the clearance section. Note about the clearance section at Walmart, there's good deals to be had there. Walmart's not my favorite place because it's hard to buy in volume at Walmart because I'm not trying to make $2, I'm trying to make thousands of dollars, so I need to buy a lot of volume, and their clearance tends to be onesie twosies. But I can usually go through and make 100 or 200 bucks at any Walmart, I'm quite sure. If you look for, I've been in mine, I've seen 5 people in there with scanning apps, and they all seem to go after toys, so I don't know why that is. There must be some video that says to buy toys, but anyways, these have good margins. These types of items, sometimes, ink is another one. There's another tip for you. Ink cartridges at Walmart can be great. They sell great on eBay too, so a lot of the ink is restricted, brand restricted, but you can sell those on eBay, and they're pretty easy to sell. So this, I just scan it with my scanning app. Again, I paid $2 for this. This is a Quick Connect for towables by Airhead. I paid $2, and it sells on Amazon for $11.65 FBA. So that gives me a profit of $4.56 after shipping. So that's pretty good. That's over a 200% profit. As far as margins go, I generally look for 100% markup. So if I buy it for $1, I want to sell it for $2. That gives me 100% return on investment. Do I always get that? No, sometimes you get less, whatever. If it's something that's going to sell quickly, maybe you come off that a little bit. Keep in mind too, there's a little bit of market risk here. So let's say that all of a sudden somebody else bought 100 of those things and put them on Amazon for $6. That's going to drive my price down. I may not make any money. Something to be aware of. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. If you have a whole bunch of product, it's going to play out over the averages will play out. So if you sell one item, maybe you lose money on one item. That's going to happen sooner or later. But if you bought 100 items, over the 100, you're going to do just fine. So something to keep in mind. So this I got at our local store where we buy groceries and other stuff. It's just a knife, a mini Santoku knife. Kitchen products tend to sell pretty well. And the holidays are coming, so I was having a hard time finding stuff, so this I bought. This sells, I paid $5 for it. It sells for $13.99 on Amazon. So it gives me a net profit of $3.57. A little bit less than I would like, but it should sell quickly. And I bought a few just because I wanted to fill a box up. So this I bought at the warehouse store. These are paring knives. These are from Mr. Barbecue. And they were just on clearance for $4. So I picked them up. They sell on Amazon for $15.29, so they give me a net profit of $6.90. That fits well within the margins. That's actually a pretty good one. At the end of this video too, I'll put a little rundown of everything that I bought and what the profit was, and you can kind of see how that goes. Now, bear in mind, I didn't buy one of each of these, so a lot of these things I bought way more than one. So these are cooling towels. Again, this is kind of seasonal up here, although this is peculiar. This I bought from Walmart, and it wasn't a clearance or anything else. It was just on the shelf for $4. I bought some other brands of cooling towels that were on clearance and did real well, so it just prompted me to look at it. And when I checked it out, they sell on Amazon for $13.40. So that's a pretty good, that gives me a $4 profit. So that's a pretty good pickup, and these weren't even on clearance, they're just sitting on the shelf. Consumables are another one. I've done pretty well with buying filters, water filters, air filters, things like that. These are Swiffer 360 dusters. So these must have something to do with cats, because it's a cat and dog dander trapping, unscented refills. 10 dusters. These were in the clearance section for $5. So let's see what they go for. Yeah, so these sell for $17.86 on Amazon. So that gives me a pretty good profit. The net profit on these is $6.78. This is probably sell quick. This is, if you have that Swiffer, you're going to have to buy these. Then this is another seasonal. This is a Cellulor. It fits a Coleman 28-quart cooler flotation thing. This is for like if you're going rafting, you put the cooler on it. This was for $2 at the clearance section. So hopefully people will buy these. I bought way more than one, but at $2 I figured it was worth taking a little bit of a risk. And so if these sell, I make $7.51. It looks like they sell. Their ranking is good. So these I make $7.50 on a $2 investment. That's pretty damn good. So happy with that one. Finally, these light bulbs I had, this clearance store here has a deal. If you buy one, then you get a gift card for what you spent. So I got to pay the sales tax. So they end up costing me 20 cents a box, but they sell on Amazon for $9.95. So at 20 cents a box, you know, my net profit is $4.82. Just a note about these kind of items, they do have a limit at the store. They say the limit's 4 per person. So first of all, the clerks don't really care. Like where I go, the young kids, they could care less. So I go in there, I go, hey, can I do 2 transactions? They go, oh, no problem. So I could buy 8 instead of 4. You could probably do 68 instead of 4. I don't know, but they don't seem to care. So don't be shy about asking for it. When I first started doing this, I felt weird going there and scanning things, and I almost felt like I was taking advantage. But it's not. These are what they sell things for in their store. So what's the big deal if I can make a couple bucks? I've gotten over that stigma of, like, this is weird. So I just do it. I tend to go later at night, or if you go a little bit off hours, is a pretty good time to do sourcing when there's not a real crowded store. That's when I like to go if you can. Depending on the store, again, if you're going to Home Depot, 10 o'clock at night is a great time to go. You know, other stores maybe during the day, you'll have to figure that out. The other thing I didn't mention is all these products I have existing listings on Amazon. So I can just use the UPC, send it in, and I'm done. Some products, like people will do bundling, like you might scan something and it doesn't come up. You could create your own listing on Amazon for that product. I don't like to go down that road. I take the path of least resistance. I want something that's already there. I can just piggyback on it and be done, make my money and go. Oh, I did buy one more thing. This is a kind of a weird one, but this is a rifle sling. Sporting goods tend to be real seasonal too, depending on the seasons, like hunting seasons. But this is a pink Kodiak light. So I scanned this originally for Amazon. These were on clearance for $5. I bought a few of them, and it's a pink, gunsling for girls, I guess. But it sells for $22 on Amazon, and so the profit on that was pretty decent. It was $6.50. But this is considered oversized for Amazon because I think it's 18 inches considers it oversized. So it's a little bit more expensive. Now these sell on eBay for $30 to $40, and they've been selling. So I ended up listing this for $28 on eBay. So that one I bought intending to send it to Amazon, but I ended up sending it to eBay. So what now? So I have all these products. How do I get them to Amazon? So there's two ways I can do it. One is within my app, I can create a listing and send it right from there. Generally, I don't do that. Sometimes I do. But what I'll do is I'll just come home, I put all these in, all I have to do is put in the UPCs to Amazon, and then you just click inventory, add a product, you put in the UPC, you enter how many of those items you had, and then you get a live listing. Then you just check the boxes for the listings that you want to send in, and you click change to fulfilled by Amazon. So when I do that, I put them in a box. So I buy boxes at Walmart. These boxes are cheap and they suck. So if you're sending heavy items, don't buy these boxes because they're very thin. But for most of the stuff you're going to buy that's not heavy, these are fine. So this one's a 14 by 14 by 14. It costs like 60 cents or 80 cents. So cheap. And I have eBay tape, as you can see. I got a lot of that left, so I use that. But I fill a box. To give you a flavor, a box like this that weighs 20 pounds, 14 by 14 by 14, is probably, for me, about $6 to send to Amazon. So anyhow, I click in there and say, hey, I'm going to send this many items. Then it's going to tell me if I can just use the factory barcode or if they need an Amazon label. So if it's a factory barcode, I don't have to do anything. If it needs an Amazon label, I either need to generate and print those, which is very easy to do. I don't do it though. I just send it to Amazon. For 20 cents, they'll put a label on. Your margin shouldn't be that close that you can't afford 20 cents. So again, I'm trying to make this as easy as I can. What I like about the Amazon model is I throw all this stuff in a box, I tape it up, I print the label. All Amazon asks me for at that point is how big is the box. I put in the dimensions, I put in the weight, and then there's a box that says calculate. I click calculate, it says your shipping label is $5.50. It takes it right out of my Amazon account. I click approve, and then you click print. It prints it out, you tape it to the top of the box, and then you either drop it off at a UPS pickup location, or for $10 UPS will come to your house. So it's easy. I'm out and about all the time. I send 3 to 5 boxes a day probably. So it's not a big deal. I don't mind getting out of the house and going and doing it. So I don't do the pickups, but you certainly could. And what I like about Amazon is once I do that, it's gone. It's out of the house. I'm just waiting for the stuff to sell and to get my money. So that's how retail arbitrage works for me. Hopefully that was helpful. If you have specific questions, comment. I'd be glad to help you out. And please like and subscribe. It really helps us. And hopefully we'll help you make some money. And as promised, here's the rundown of our profit. And as you can see, we had a net return on investment of 164%. Not bad.